Hello, dearies. Hello, everyone. I know some of you have been waiting to join us. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning from wherever you are watching us. Hope your day is going well. And thanks for joining again today for another session. And this program is brought to you by the Moving Women Empowerment Network in partnership with the Young Women Entrepreneurs Association of Tanzania. And my name is Sarah. Today, again, we are going to have another topic on entrepreneurship. I hope you will stop what you're doing if you're someone who really wants to be an entrepreneur or you would like to start a business and listen to this one because it's going to be educative, it's going to be informative, and we're going to learn a thing or two that we can also implement in our lives or in our businesses. Welcome again. And we have seen that in recent times, many businesses are starting up. Some of them are side hustles, some of them are main sources of income. But starting a business requires thinking, researching, and planning. And if you are someone who has been procrastinating to start a business, the time is really now. I mean, you that I'm talking to right now. And if you think that it's because you don't have capital and so on, because that's some of the challenges, you should listen to the practical examples that we'll be giving today as we continue the program. And today we are speaking on how to start a business. And we're going to talk about how to raise capital. And we're going to talk to women who have gone through, who have experience in starting a business, who are knowledgeable, and who will share with us the tips that we need for us to start our own business. They will be giving us practical tips, and I don't want to speak much about what we're talking about. I would like to introduce them. So first, let me go to West Africa, where we have a wonderful lady who is Gukayat Abiola Salami. She's a registered dietitian and with over 5 years of experience specializing in cardiology, and is the first cardiac dietitian in Nigeria. She is the founder of Sari Nutrition, which is a SDG focused food company. She will tell us in a little bit about what she is doing and what her company does. And also to join us in the program, we are expecting to have Irene Simon Ivambi, who is the founder of Mrembo Natural. She is from Tanzania, in East, of course. Uh, and then this Mrembo Naturals is the first Tanzanian organic hair care line that manufactures all natural hair care products for Afro hair. You would learn from her again. She will join us later in the program. We hope she does. And the other powerhouse I would like to introduce to you today is our wonderful, knowledgeable, smart entrepreneur, Dr. Jessica Moja Nkwabi. You will have known her if you had been following the programs. And she's a research and business consultant. She's the CEO and director of Comp Group of Companies, and is the chairperson of Young Women Entrepreneurs in Tanzania. Welcome to all the guests, and I hope that you will just take your pen, your paper, so that you can learn from these wonderful ladies. Um, I will first start by asking you just to give us a few lines about what Com Group does for the people that were not here before, Dr. Jessica. Dr. Jess, we call her. So you tell us a little bit about what you do so that they get to know what your company is doing.
Yeah, okay. Thank you very much, Dr. Sarah. Good afternoon, everyone. As Dr. Sarah mentioned, my name is Dr. Jessica Mhojan Kwabi. I am the CEO of Com Group of Companies. So Com Group of Companies is a processing company. We process oil from sunflower as well as cotton seeds, but we are also into the industrial manufacturing sector where we manufacture steel items, pipes, plastic items, and aluminum roofing sheets. But we
Okay.
are also engaged in other smaller businesses such as pharmacy, restaurant, and supermarket.
Wow. Wow. That's a lot. That's really a group of companies. And
Yes.
thank you very much for that wonderful introduction. And Rukayat Abiola Salami, um, can you tell us a bit more about what you do? You are the first cardiac dietitian in Nigeria. What a big, big job that you have. Can you hear me? It seems as if your internet is giving you a little bit of stress. We just, if we can't get you, we would go on to Irene. Irene Simon Ivambi. I introduced her earlier. She is here with us. She has joined us, and we would like to introduce her once more and get her to tell us a bit about her work and what she's doing. Hello, Irene.
Hello, how are you?
Oh, thank you for joining us. And we cannot see you at the moment.
Um, my network is not so good, so
Okay.
um, but let me try.
Oh, okay. We can see you now. Tell us a little bit about your wonderful, natural, organic hair care products and
Um,
what you do. Yeah.
Thank you so much for having me here today. My name is Irene Simon Ivambi. I am a founder and CEO of Mrembo Naturals. Mrembo is a Swahili word which means beautiful. We are producing hair care products which are made by using different fruits and flowers that are available in Tanzania, but we are also doing contract manufacturing to other people who wants to produce their products, organic products, but they don't have enough knowledge and ability to produce. Also, I have ventured into marketing agency. We are doing branding and marketing to different companies.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's nice. Thank
Mhm.
you very much for, and we will talk a little bit more about how you went about doing it. And I hope we get Rukayat again. Rukayat, are you there? Let's see if she can join us. Maybe she's also having some stress with her internet. But probably we go on by asking first. I'll go to you again, Dr. Jess. Tell us how or what can we do when we would like to start a business? What's the first steps?
Thank you very much, Dr. Sarah. So the first step I would say is identifying a gap or identifying a problem. And how does one do this? This could be something you're facing, experiencing yourself. Maybe in your area where you are, there aren't good salons. So how would you solve that for people? But maybe you're an expert in a particular field, let's say research, and you want to, help people do their research. So how do you go about it? It really starts with having an idea, but don't only stop with the idea. Now, with your idea, go on to research. And how do you do your research? You can research online, but you can also talk to people in the industry who have done it before, or if it's a new thing, what you can do is go to these incubation centers. There are various incubation centers. For instance, here in Tanzania, we have SIDO, which deals with helping entrepreneurs along their journey. So with your idea, they take you and then they walk you through all the steps up to when your business is running. So really the essential thing is to have an idea, but don't just stop there. You have to research about the idea, because it's essential to know what kind of product you're bringing to the market, what kind of service are you offering, what is different about your product, or how are you positioning yourself better, maybe to scale. This could be even venturing into a new continent or maybe another country.
Hmm.
Yes,
Yeah, I think
it's quite
that is
essential.
really important. Yeah,
Yes, that's
before one starts, and sometimes some people start with on a different note, like seeing something or knowing something that they are passionate about. Probably that is where I'll bring Irene to the discussion, because I can see that you are also representing what you are selling. You seem to have a natural hair, and you are also having an organic hair care line. So how did you come about to decide that this is what you want to do?
Okay, thank you so much for your question. I had a passion about natural hair, especially natural organic products, since I was young. When I was young, I was mixing different aloe veras and apply to my face, and I was mixing different herbs.
Okay, we're listening.
I'm sorry, my network is not so good. That's
No
how I
problem.
realized I have a passion about organic beauty. But when I was so young, I was using a lot of chemicals to my hair, to my face. Especially the people around me were using a lot of chemicals to their bodies. In Swahili, we say mikorogo.
Hmm.
So they just mix different chemicals, and they believe by using those chemicals they will be beautiful. So on my side, I wanted to use something which is not harmful, so that my body can just be beautiful and don't be affected by those harmful chemicals. My
So
mother
that
has.
means you found a solution for yourself and for your clients. So it's something you were passionate about, and then you started to research about it before you actually decided to get a line of products here in this area, right?
You're right.
Yeah. So it's the same thing what Dr. Jessica was saying. First, you look for problems, and then you try to find a solution through the product or the services that you are developing. Let's hope that we have Rukiat again, or we can get her in. Can you hear us, Rukiat? She seems to be having problems with her internet, but then I think it's good also if you can continue with what you were telling us about how can you identify that gap, Dr. Jessica.
Okay. Thank you very much, Dr. Sarah, for that question. So by identifying the gap, like I mentioned before, now you can go about researching. Yes, so the first step to really identify that gap is to research, or maybe you can also talk to people, see what they're experiencing. Is it something that you can do? Because remember, starting a business also requires passion, because it takes time, it takes hard work. So do not get into an area where maybe you do not have interest, you do not have the passion for it, and then you'll end up like giving up before you even start. So it's quite important to do your research, talk to people who have done it before, talk to various organizations, that deal with entrepreneurship. But also, it's quite important to really see what your customer needs. Yes, they might be different products, they might be different brands, but what is lacking about them? You can take your competitor's weakness and turn it into your own strength, and that's how you capture the market, because then you win your competitors' customers.
Yeah. So the
That's
idea is to all. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
that's one way of going about it. Researching what is not there or what is not being done the correct way, and then you make it better for your customers.
So the other question I'll ask is it um does one have to after you know that this is what you would like to do, should you create the services or products first before thinking about the legal form of your business, or should you go on once you know that this is what you would like to do? Should you just go on and register a business first before you start thinking, or how, in what order does that come about?
Based on my advice and what I've seen, it's best to first, after you have your idea, you have researched, put this first in a business plan and see how to go about it. Because you might as well just having an idea, researching, and then registering a business, and then what? You need money for that business. You need customers. You need to have marketing strategies in place. How are you going to go about providing the certain service? How are you going to go about providing the product? So really, the next step would be putting your ideas into a business plan. So what a business plan does, it's like a blueprint. It guides you through your entrepreneurship journey. And it's quite important as well, specifically in the next topic where we'll be discussing on how to raise capital. It's important for people, to understand, okay, Com is offering a certain service. This is how they're going to go about it. Uh, if we are to invest, this is how much we'll get into the business. Or maybe they expect to have revenues of this amount by this year. That's where we can come in maybe and support further. But what are they offering to the customers? What is different? So it's quite important. It will guide you before you now go and register your business.
Well, some women would say they don't have money to get a business plan together. They don't have the knowledge to get a business plan done. So what can people like this do? Can they just like put their ideas together in writing first, or what would you advise them?
Mm. So, well, I'll speak for Tanzania. Over here, we have organizations that do that kind of support. Like I
Hmm.
said, I mentioned earlier, CEDO, but you also have these initiatives nowadays, mainly based on supporting women to get into entrepreneurship. So they can help you. We have the Women Fund Tanzania, which also helps women um, who have ideas but do not know to put their ideas into place. But this is also another gap for somebody. This is also another opportunity for somebody, maybe like a researcher or
Hmm.
somebody who has a master's or even a bachelor's. So this is where you come in and offer your support, that,
Okay.
okay, this is the sort of gap I see in people who want to start their business. How can I bridge the gap? You start with one customer, automatically that same customer will speak to the other customer, and that's how you build on. And then you see the logic. That's why then you can go and register whether you're a consultant.
Hmm. You decide on the legal form the business should take.
Then you decide.
Let me go back to Irene. We you had an idea, you saw a gap, you had an idea because you saw that there was a problem that you need to solve, and then you created a business where you are producing organic hair care products. And how did you go about, because I did you have a prior knowledge in how to produce those products, or how did you get to become a producer of hair care products? Irene, can you get me? Yes, can you? We can hear you now. Yes, please.
Okay, so thank you so much for your question.
Mhm.
So for me, if someone has I mean has an idea, as Dr. Jessica said, you must research first. But according to my experience, find your customers before launching your business. This is one thing that helped me, because I launched my business. I started selling the business 2019. I mean, my products 2019. But 2013, we started a movement. It was called Natural Hair Movement in Tanzania. We were trying to educate women on how they can take care of their natural hair by using organic products, and to just to love their natural hair, and making sure taking care of my natural hair it is. So we started to to find customers before launching the products. So the first year, I mean, a first month after launching our products, we were out of stock because we had people who trusted us already. As you can see, we started a movement 5 years ago. So, and
Okay.
when we started a movement, I didn't have any knowledge about making natural hair products. After finishing my degree, then I went to study on how I can make natural hair products. I was just mixing home randomly with no formulations. But later, I have done my research already. I have customer base already. Then I went to study on how I can make the products.
Okay.
And those people that we were educating, those people that I used to I gave them samples, and they were giving me results. This product is nice. This is nice. Then when I launched, like I didn't believe, like a month I was out of stock, and I felt like I was not ready for the market. I thought if I launched the products after 3 months, they will be over. But within a very short period of time, I was out of stock because I had people that trusted me already.
So that's really an interesting strategy that you actually created a network of people that need your products before you launched and before you even started producing. So you also educated them on the need and get them to know that this is what they will need. And so that's why I think the success the rate was so high. And you got them to test your products before you launched it, which is, I think it's an interesting strategy that if somebody is listening and you are thinking of starting a business, especially in hair care or in skin care or cosmetics products, probably it's a good strategy that you get to let the people know that this is what they need, and then you go on and say, okay, this is um, 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 I'm providing you the solution, telling them what the problem is, and them accepting that there is a problem here, and then you coming back in to to fill in that gap and to solve their problems. I think it's an interesting one. What do you think, Dr. Jessica?
Yes, that's quite interesting. Finding your customer, finding what they need, they require, and then giving it to them. Yeah.
Yeah,
You
and
save, you save on marketing, you save on advertising.
yeah, and because you already have people who are waiting to receive the products. They know that this is
Yes.
what they need and they are waiting for it. So that's
Yes.
really interesting. And the other thing that she mentioned is that she went to learn how to produce
Mhm.
these hair care products. How important is it for people to know the sectors they are going into or the products that they are creating, or the services that they would like to offer to their clients. How important when they're starting a business, because anybody can just wake up and say, yes, well, now I want to do a business. What would I want to be doing? I want to I want to open a company that is exporting timber. Let me not call timber, because I am also against cutting down of trees. But something like, I want to be exporting rice, for example, and you don't know anything about it. How important is it?
It's quite important. Like we've stressed so many times, you have to do your research. You have to know what service you're offering, what product you're bringing into the market. Because remember, customers need value. So you cannot offer value without you yourself knowing what you're bringing to the table. It will be quite difficult even to convince people to invest in you, be it your family, friends. Nobody would want to invest into really something they aren't clear about. Yes, what are you offering? Are you knowledgeable in that area? So it's quite important for one to really have the skills, master your area. It doesn't need to be a big area. Most businesses start small, start with what you have and gradually expand. So we've seen,
Yeah.
for instance, in the processing sector, for instance, for us, we started with semi machines before. Now we are into automated machines, fully automated machines, but we did not just get into the market, with okay, automated machines without knowing, having the knowledge, having the research about it, having to compare suppliers, what would be best for us, what would be best for the customers. So that is quite essential. As an entrepreneur, you really need to know your area. It's essential because um, within your journey, there are times you'll have to pitch your idea, the solution you're offering, the product you're trying to bring into the market. So without having knowledge into that, you cannot really convince somebody. You cannot even convince a customer to come and buy from you, because what you'll do, your competitor would already be ahead of you just because they know what they're providing, they know what they want for their customers, and they know what value they are bringing to the customer. So it's quite
Okay,
important. It's quite
it's
important.
very important for you to be knowledgeable in the area. And we try again if we can get Rukayat to. Are you hearing us? Because I think hers is also an interesting sector, and for her going into what she's doing, it will be interesting to hear her perspective and how she started or how she got into that sector. Unfortunately, she's having some challenges with our internet connection. We are so sorry about this. We will keep trying to see if we get her on board. But if you're just joining us, we are doing the Entrepreneurship 101 series that is coming to you from Moving Women Empowerment Network. And now we are working together in partnership with the young, it's the young women entrepreneurs from Tanzania in partnership. I hope I said that right. Dr. Jessica is smiling. And we are talking about how we can start a business and how to raise capital. And we have four wonderful women that we are speaking with today. We have Dr. Jess there that we've been speaking with. We have Irene, who is the founder of Rainbow, and they're doing natural hair care products. And then we have Rukayat Abiola Salami from Nigeria, who we are trying to see if she can also join us, but unfortunately she's having some problems. She's a registered dietitian, and she's the first cardiac dietitian in Nigeria, and that's really a very good big achievement for her. And we hope that she can join us on that. But we continue the discussion, and we would like to, because there are some challenges that people will meet when you're thinking of business. or starting a business. What were the challenges that you had to go through in the initial stages of the business? We are not talking about the capital because we're going to talk about the capital, but in terms of, when you are in the initial phase of ideas, putting ideas together and so on, Dr. Jess.
Mm. Well, the challenges aside from the funding aspect now is, let's say structuring your idea better, or really assessing what you've researched on, whether it's really practical, whether it can work in the real world. So that was the major challenge. But apart from that, it's like now bringing the team together. That's also another challenge.
Yeah.
Having the right set of people, because initially obviously you won't need a lot of people, but yes, just the right team, to get things started. So those were some of the challenges. And the other challenges, now this is on the um, technical side of it, having to learn new things, having to really get into engineering stuff now,
Mhm.
machines, how they work, what is
Yeah.
semi-automated, what is an automatic line, how does
Mhm.
it function, Yes, a lot of meetings, yes, a lot of assessments, yeah. So
Yeah.
yes, so
Yeah.
these were some
Spending
of
time to learn things that are not in your field because you
yes,
want
in your
to go
yes,
into
yes,
those products.
yes.
Irene, I think you went first to learn about the products, but did you have challenges when you decided that well, you have to learn and you have to produce by yourself?
Okay, challenges are always there. On my side, lack of information. Like, where can I get that knowledge? Who can I? Who I mean, who can I mean, the person can teach me about making real organic product, getting raw materials, uh, license issues, and things of the like. So information about the whole process on doing the business was a major challenge to me. So what I would like to advise for people who are starting a business or wants to start a business, they should get a right mentor so they can get the right information before starting their business, to avoid risks, to avoid losing money and everything. Because I remember when I started the business, I lost a lot of money, time, and also I got a wrong knowledge. So if they will get a right mentor, that or right information before starting a business, they could save a lot of things.
Okay. So mentorship is important. If you would like to be an entrepreneur, look for those people that already know, there she is, that already know about what you would like to do or the products that you would. Here is Rukayat is here. Let me just finish what I'm saying and then we will add her again. Welcome here again. And yeah, so you look for mentors, you look for people that have the same knowledge, people that have the knowledge about what you want to go into, and it helps you to
Good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Yes, now we can hear you very well. Thank you very much for coming, and we are happy that now we can get you. Can you hear us? Can you hear us now?
Driver, sorry, please, can you hear me? No,
Yes, we can hear you. Can you hear us? Can you hear us now? Unfortunately, I think you are outside somewhere and we cannot get you. It's like you're not hearing us.
Mhm.
Okay. We will continue with the discussion, and when she hears us, now we can see her, but we can't hear her, unfortunately. Sometimes these technical things happen, and we just have to be cool about
Okay,
it
good
and see.
afternoon. You can hear me.
Good afternoon. Now we can hear you. Can you hear us?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Okay. Um, it's like she can't hear us. We can hear her. Okay, we have to go on, and then she will join us somehow. But I think she is not getting us. Let's continue with talking about it, because one of the main challenges
Okay.
we started.
So I'm
Can
Abiola
you hear?
Salami.
She's trying to speak, but okay, now it's a bit. So we what we do is we will remove her for a while, and then she will come back, and we will see if we can get her again. Can you introduce yourself? Okay, she's not hearing us. So, anyways, we started talking about the challenges of business. Okay, and one of the main ones, that's what we added to the topic, is capital. How to raise capital. Now we've known how we can start a business from idea, and then we get some knowledge, and then we look for mentors, and then
Okay.
we
I'm
work
Salami
on the
Abiola
product.
Rukayat, founder of Sari Nutrition. So at Sari
Okay.
Nutrition, we produce, um, we at Sari Nutrition, we produce foods that have nutritious, hygienically packed, to ensure that Nigerians are healthy. Some of our products include spices, tapioca, probiotic yogurt, and the product that we recently launched is called African Snacks.
Okay. Okay, now I think I would send you a chat, because I think she is getting the chats and then she's answering the questions. When she comes on, she will tell us a little bit more about what she's doing. But we talk about the challenges. So I'll go. So we said, get an idea, research, get some knowledge, look for people that have gone to where you're going, and then try to see if you can learn from them. And then you
Okay, so
start.
I studied nutrition and dietetics from the university. So normally, after you finish from university, you have to do a 1 year internship course at the teaching hospital. So I did that at Lagos University Teaching Hospital. And after that, you write exams. Once you pass, you become a registered dietitian. That's how I
Okay,
became a
so
dietitian. And
okay,
I've been
so I
practicing for over 4 years now. I work with a cardiology clinic, where we do meal plans for people who have hypertension, cardiovascular disease.
okay. So I sent her a chat message to tell us how she became a dietitian, and she just replied. So but then of course we will get back to her on asking a bit about how she started her business. But for now, let's continue with this one, and then we will get back to her. Um Now the next step is, how do we get a capital? How can we get money? Because every woman, or every most people will say, hey, I have an idea, but I don't have money to start. It's money the most important thing, I mean, when we want to start a business?
Well, thank you, Dr. Sarah. Money is essential, but we all know that not every business has to start with money. Some businesses require your knowledge, and then you get your customer. That's how you get your money, and then from there you scale. And
Okay.
like I said before, it's always good to start small, and then from there, as you are progressing with your business, with your pitching and getting people to really see what you're doing, then you sort of raise your capital. But as Irene also mentioned, it was a good strategy for her, to first get the customer. So already she had the market.
Okay.
Yes, she just needed the product out, and then, yes, to get the funds in. And then, obviously, for financial institutions, they usually come, but they really want to see what you've done for yourself first before they can give you a lump sum
So
to grow
first
your
you have to look for money by yourself somehow if you would like
business
to
somehow.
to
Yes, yes,
start.
somehow,
And
but not necessarily that every business require capital. Like I said, your capital could be your knowledge.
yeah, first. So first the knowledge, your capital can be your knowledge.
Yes,
That is
not
very
necessarily.
important. That is very important to know. And Irene, how did you get the capital to start producing your product?
Okay, so before starting this business,
Mm.
I was doing another business, like it was a part time to a certain company. Then I was getting money, I was saving and investing to the business that I am doing. So the first thing that people who want to start the business should know, I mean, should do it to fund any finding funds to funding themselves
Mm.
before asking for another people or families or friends, because the whole process of finding a capital to start a business can be very frustrating, time
Mhm.
consuming, and very hard. So on on my advice, people should find ways on how they can fund themselves first, maybe starting a business or a consulting business which does not need any capital, or doing something or job before doing a business. And another
Okay.
thing I did, as I mentioned already, I found customers before launching the business. We
Mhm.
started a movement first, of which the movement needed money. So, like we were inviting people to a certain place and teaching them how to take care of the natural hair. So,
So you
yeah.
started with consulting, like teaching, and then just
Okay.
like Dr. Jessica
Okay,
said,
so before I
and Rukayat,
started
tell
my
us how
But
internship,
you
it
did.
was
So okay, Rukayat is saying, Irene, let's her just say that, and then maybe
okay.
we'll come back to you. Okay. Mm-hmm. Go on.
so before I started my internship, I was teaching, so I was able to save up some amount of money, to start the business and see if it's going to work. Because before you can say you want to raise capital for a business, you need to be sure if that business is actually solving a problem, so that at the end of the day, you won't just waste money. So after doing that for like about a year, doing the product, started with one spice mix. So
Mm-hmm.
we when we formulated it, we did test trial and error. We sold it to people to get feedback. So I was convinced that okay, this spice is actually solving a problem. So then I knew that okay, so this was what I wanted to do, but I didn't really have much money because the savings I had was not much. But I was able to convince some of my friends because they believed in it. They saw all the whole energy that I put into it. So some of my friends were able to. They didn't want to dash me the money. So what they did was okay, just give us like 3% of whatever you make from
Okay.
monthly. So that was how I was able to raise capital. So I started with savings first, made sure
Mm-hmm.
that this business is going to be profitable and is solving a problem. Then I was able to speak with friends and families.
Okay. So you got people to already invest a little bit in your business. This is also interesting. So that's the importance of having been knowledgeable in the area that you would like to start a business on. Dr. Jessica, do you have other ideas of other ways that one can raise capital apart from
So
family, friends, and and having a network of people, clients who are already, and you having the capital as yourself, teaching others.
Mm, mm, mm. Well, another way to raise capital, really, like I mentioned before, you have these incubation centers which help entrepreneurs. Now, here in
Hmm.
Tanzania, we have like CIDO where entrepreneurs are trained, but they are also guided throughout the entrepreneurship journey for like 2 to 3 years before they can really get out of that process. So that's another way where they help them, sort of raise capital for them, yes, during that process. So that's another way to raise capital. Another way to raise capital would be how good your idea is, but also people are more likely to invest if they see some small effort from your side as well. So the other thing that could really help you to raise that capital is having a sound business plan. Be sure of your numbers and be sure of your returns as well. So that could help some people, to invest in you. But another way of raising capital could also be looking at institutions who sort of need the kind of services or products that you want to bring. That's another way you could like partner with them to sort of start the business together.
Okay.
Yes,
So
thank you.
we've had different. Thank you so much. We've had so many tips of having
Okay, so
uh
another way
of how
you could
I
raise
think
fund for your
Rukayat wants to
business
say,
can be
give
through
tips now.
grants. There's
Mm-hmm.
so many grant
Grants.
opportunities now where they give you the money and you're not returning it. All they need to, all they need to, or what they usually request is, okay, is your business. If you are able to convince them that your business is solving a problem, it's profitable, you have traction, and some, even if you don't have traction, it can be a prototype or an idea, they will still fund it. So you can look at grants, the way to raise capital. Then, as I said, friends and families. It's also a way
Okay.
to raise capital for your business. So those are the major ways. I wouldn't want to say loan for someone that is just starting out. So basically grants, then funds from friends and families.
Okay. This is also very good. These are very good tips because some people might say, well, their families and their friends, they are not in the position to give them money that they can use to start up their businesses. But you can look for incubators, you can look for places where you can get grants for the sector in which you would like to start a business. And Irene, you were saying something too before Rukayat came in. You wanted to add some more?
Okay, I have two more.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, First, like grants,
Mm-hmm.
they are really helping. There is this website is called Opportunities in Africa.
Mm-hmm.
There is a lot of grants there
Okay.
and a lot of opportunities. And also another way, like ask your customers to pay for the products so you can use the money to cover the cost of your products. We can see a lot of entrepreneurs nowadays are doing that. You can see that like saying order, pay, and you will receive after a week. So
So
for this,
pre-order
you
works.
need people who can, yes, pre-order. For this, you need people who can trust you. Another one, Michezo. I don't know how Michezo is called in English, but
Mm-hmm.
Bikoba, like community associations. Like you find a group of women that you put money, then every month someone is given that money and is going to invest into the business. So this is a very nice strategy that a lot of women are using nowadays.
Ah, that's
Yeah.
cooperatives. Cooperatives.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody
Yeah.
puts some money and
Okay,
then every
and
month
one
somebody
more way
pays.
that you can use to raise fund is, once people trust you, especially your
Rukayat is
supplier, so
saying
you could
something.
ask for credit facility. You tell them, okay, if I'm buying one bag of, let's say for example, one bag of ginger, let me pay you half, let me pay you for half, and after like few weeks, you are going to pay back. So you are not tying money down. You're not
Okay. And Irene, any other one? we are having so many different tips on how we can raise capital for a business. Very interesting ones. And Irene, I think you had one more before we start to wrap up. Or did you already tell us everything?
Yes, I mentioned already.
Everything. Okay. So you've mentioned
Yes.
everything that you wanted to tell us. I think these are interesting um, approaches, or these are interesting ways of getting capital. The grants is interesting, and the cooperatives is interesting. That means that you find a group of women that they come together and they put money together. There's the small money that they contribute becomes a big one when a large amount when all everybody puts it inside this cooperative, and then every month or every several months they now invest in one person's business. This is an interesting one. I think it's a strategy. It's an approach that has really it's something that has been practiced by women in the marketplaces around on the continent, and it has worked every time. And the issue of families and friends, and also having people to pre-order your product, is a very interesting approaches, and we believe that one can choose any one of these approaches um, to get the capital that they need to start their business. And probably before we leave, I will ask you a question about this, because for the people, for the women watching, or for people that are watching, why should one start a business? Because some people are like, okay, I'm working, I know it's not easy, but why do I actually need to start a business? I will start with Dr. Jessica, if she's there.
Yes, Dr. Sarah. Thank you very
Yes.
much for that question. Business is not for everybody, but it's good if you have a business. Now, it will depend, it really depends on what you want in life. If you want to earn extra income and you're working, yes, you can also start a business. If maybe you haven't yet started, but you're still thinking, okay, maybe because I met some entrepreneurs last week, they were saying that we are not really getting jobs and that sort of thing. So starting a business could be another option for you, but it's quite important to really have your why of starting the business. Do you want it to solve a certain problem, or do you want it to meet a certain customer demand? So it's essential. And like I said, starting a business is not for everyone, but it's good if you have your own business. It's always better because with employment you're always limited to a certain amount, and maybe you have more needs, and so one way to meet
Yeah.
those needs could be having a business.
Yeah, and that even if you have to do it on the side, you don't, not everyone will have the opportunity to get it to become their main source of income, but on the side, you're doing small things. And Irene, why should we start a business, or why should a woman, or why should people watching decide to say, okay, I think this entrepreneurship, I should look into it and start a business myself?
Okay, as Dr. Jessica said, I would like just to add, start a business because it's something that you're passionate about, something that you can solve a problem in the society, and you can leave a legacy. Yeah.
Okay, leaving a legacy. And I'm typing the question for Rukayat, because I think probably she would get this better. She cannot hear us where she is at the moment. Why should a woman start a business, or why should we start a business? I don't know if she had the question, but maybe she's trying to see if she can answer it. But it's very loud where she is, unfortunately. Um, okay. If we can't get her, then probably we will start rounding up because we should be off in the next minutes.
Okay, so there's so
Before
many reasons why a
she
woman
got
should
it.
start a business. Sometimes you need to support your husband, then probably if the husband is not financially okay. Then aside from that, it's always how will I put it? You could, if it's your money, you could spend it the way you want. Then aside from the fact that it makes you to be financially okay, you can also be solving so many problems. So just look into your environment. What do you think is the problem there? What do people need? So having a business actually beyond um making someone financially free, making impact in the society also goes a long way. And as a woman, I think those are some of the things that we are supposed to do. Like always contributing to the society, making impact. So those are some of the reasons why a woman should start a business.
Okay. Thank you so very much. Thank you very much. Before we leave, I would like you to probably you have an encouragement for women that have started their entrepreneurship journey and are getting challenges, and they are thinking of quitting. Irene, what would you say to them?
Always remember why you started, because challenges are always there. But if you have a why you're starting a business, you will always find ways to overcome the challenge.
Okay. Always remember why. And I hope Abiola will hear, we get the question. What is your encouragement to women who have started a business and are discouraged at the moment and they think that they would like to quit from entrepreneurship? Probably she didn't get that question. Dr. Jessica, what do you think? What would
Okay,
you
thank
like
you,
to say to
Pastor.
them?
Well, challenges are part of the process, really. Through those challenges, you get to learn. Like Irene mentioned here earlier, it's always good to go back to mentors, talk to them, talk to people, be it the incubators where, you are, or be it your family or friends. It's always good, to talk to them and really assess yourself. Why did you really start that particular business? Because yes, the road is not always going to be easy. There are a lot of challenges. Yes, sometimes you feel like giving up, but it's always good, to stay on track and really keep pushing on, because that's where the success comes. After you overcome all these challenges, then you look back and uh, remember why you had them and how they prepared you for the next step.
Mhm.
So
Keep pushing on.
take them as a means to learn what is not working, because sometimes strategies can change anytime. So maybe sometimes you're going with a certain strategy, look for another way.
Okay. Look for another way. Take it as a challenge. And Rukayat, you're here again. You saw the
Okay, so
question.
first of all, you should know that when you're starting a business or while you're in business, it's not always going to be smooth. There are sometimes you won't make sales, there are sometimes you make massive sales. So your why should always be the reason why you're starting a business. No matter how much you get discouraged, if the reason why you started a business is genuine and you know that it is your passion, you can always scale through. So my advice for women that are discouraged is just be patient, look for solutions to overcome your business
Unfortunately, we have to remove her because it's very loud where she is. And but we would like to thank everyone who has joined us in this program today, and we've been sharing great practical tips on how to start a business and on how to raise capital. And we've learned so much about what to do first, getting the idea, getting the knowledge, looking for people that are doing what you are doing, and finding a gap and solving a problem before we start. Before then, we start planning. As Dr. Jessica said, we also go into putting together our business plan and making sure that we know what we would like to do. And then, in terms of raising capital, we've spoken about how to raise the capital, getting grants, going into incubators, looking for families and friends, doing pre-order packages of your product, and so on and so forth. If you have missed this program, you can get them in all of our on all of our social media platforms, on YouTube, on LinkedIn, or on Facebook. And we will be here again another time to talk on our entrepreneurship. It's our entrepreneurship series that is brought to you by Moving Women Empowerment Network in partnership with the Young Women Entrepreneurs from Tanzania. And today we've been speaking with three wonderful women. We've been speaking with Simon Ivambi, who is the founder of Rainbow Naturals, which is the first Tanzanian organic hair care line. And we also have been speaking with Rukayat Abiola Salami, who is a registered dietitian and is the first cardiac dietitian in Nigeria. She's the founder of Sari Nutrition. And we also did have our constant guest here, who is Dr. Jessica Moja Nkwabi. She is a researcher, she is a business consultant, she is the CEO and director of Com Group of Companies, and is also the chairperson of the Young Women Entrepreneurs. We apologize for the technical hitches that we've been having throughout, but we do hope that we'll be able to fix some of these problems in our next program that we'll have together. Thank you very much for watching from wherever you are. And till next time when we meet again, I have been the host of this program. Sarah is my name. Bye bye.